Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lucy Carisio, and this is Eliza Perez. We will be your mistresses of ceremony for today's ribbon-cutting ceremony. Please welcome Miss Romona Williams, our assistant principal, who will greet us all.
Welcome to Bob Hope Elementary School. Today we celebrate the grand opening of our school, where our purpose is building a community of learners, helping each other, encouraging resilience, and striving for success. We are so thankful that you are here to help us celebrate this momentous occasion. Again, welcome.
Please stand as the Kadena High School JROTC Color Guard presents the colors and remains standing for the national anthems of Japan and the United States. Presented by the 3rd MEF band members and the Pledge of Allegiance of the United States, led by our students.
Forward, march. Left wheel, march. Color guard, halt. Reset, arms.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arms. Posture, march.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Please welcome Miss Vallone, our principal, to the stage to give a brief history of Bob Hope Elementary School.
Good morning. As I was preparing for this ceremony, I was giving a great deal of thought as to how to address the history of our brand new school. I wasn't sure where to begin because it's a compilation of parts of 4 different schools: Sterling Heights Elementary School, Bob Hope Primary School, Amelia Earhart Intermediate School, and Kadena Elementary School. The oldest of these schools was Kadena Elementary School, built in 1952 on these very grounds. Kadena Elementary served the community in this location from 1952 until 2018, when it moved to its new location in the first 21st century building on Okinawa in February of 2018. In 1980, both Bob Hope Primary School and Amelia Earhart Intermediate School opened to serve more families on Kadena Air Base. Bob Hope Primary School was named for the famous entertainer Bob Hope, who visited Okinawa many times who visited Okinawa many times to entertain the troops stationed here, or for those who came here for R&R from Vietnam during the Vietnam War. Mr. Hope was known for his generosity, kindness, and goodwill toward the U.S. military, and sent a letter to the community expressing his honor at having a school named for him and giving his permission to use his name. Sterling Heights opened in 1984 in the Sterling Heights housing area to serve the growing community there. Sterling Heights served our community until June of 2021, when it closed its doors as a DoDEA school for the last time. After Kadena Elementary School moved to its new location in February of 2018, demolition on the many buildings that covered the 10 acres of this property began. In November of 2018, ground was broken on the new Bob Hope Elementary School, with construction completed in March of 2021. In the spring of 2021, preparations were being made for the new school, with some staff members from all 4 of the other schools reassigned to this new facility. At the same time, the Pacific South District was redrawing the district line so that the new school would include on-base housing neighborhood, as well as students who resided in the growing Kadena Circle and Yomitan areas. While DoDEA was creating the faculty, staff, and students who would come to the new school, the PTO members from the other schools got together to transfer the Sterling Heights PTO to the new Bob Hope. Parents from all of the other schools joined together to create a new parent organization that has been supporting the school. The new PTO, while waiting for our official mascot and colors, planned for the August opening of the new school and introduced a new theme: A New Hope. They designed an inaugural t-shirt to kick off the 21-22 school year with Okinawan symbols and the theme, A New Hope. While face-to-face functions were not permitted at the beginning of this school year, our PTO and community worked together to create this new hope. The community and students suggested mascot ideas, narrowed them down to 6 choices: the manta rays, the whale sharks, the flying foxes, the bees, the sea turtles, and the shisas. The student body voted on the choices, overwhelmingly choosing the shisas. Next, the students had to choose school colors because we didn't have any school colors. They ended up with the colors you see: coral and sea blue. Our art teacher, Miss Cassie Clarity, designed our logo, which you see on the window and on your program, using the mascot and the colors. With a mascot and colors, the school needed a song, so our music teacher, Miss Wendy Miller, wrote the lyrics to the song you see printed on the back of your program. At the same time, our teachers were working on our continuous school improvement and choosing a school purpose statement. They chose to use the VHES to build an acrostic poem that says, building a community of learners, helping each other, encouraging resiliency, and striving for success. Using the first letters of VHS to form that acrostic poem. Since our opening, we have experienced many firsts. The first day of school for grades 1 through 5, the first day of school for kindergarten, our first SAC vote and meetings, our first trunk or treat enjoyed by over 750 people, our first Cognia accreditation visit, our first quarter, our first parent-teacher conferences, and next week, our first award ceremonies. We know there will be many more firsts this year, and we are grateful for the sense of community and teamwork displayed by our students, faculty, and parents. Truly, the new Bob Hope Elementary School has become a community that is inclusive and reflective of the history of those schools that came before it. It is not only a new building, but a new hope as DoDEA celebrates its 75th anniversary educating military-connected children. It is for this reason that we chose to include former students who are now educators at some of our schools and seniors in high school to talk about their experiences in these former schools with one of our 5th grade students to focus on the future of our new Bob Hope Elementary School. Thank you.
Please welcome our inspirational speakers, Alicia Brookover, Jillian Archie, David Parker, Joe Renquist, Morgan Anderson, Wyatt Boerighter, and Adrianna Payne to the stage.
Good morning. My name is Alicia Brookover, and I'm the librarian at what is now Ralph Sterling Primary School. Research has shown that most teachers return to their hometown to teach. Well, I'm a military kid, and I literally had to ask my mother what hometown meant when I was about 14. But as fate would have it, I am teaching in the same building where I went to kindergarten, what was then Bob Hope Primary School. And when I got that job, I assumed that when I went to the building, it would probably seem familiar somehow. I didn't know how, but maybe a room number would mean something to me, or I would turn a corner and go, oh, that was my classroom. That did not happen. I went in the cafeteria and said, well, this is a nice cafeteria. I don't remember it. I have no clue which classroom was mine to this day. But what I do remember is the people who were there. My teacher, Mrs. Fujimoto, made me a journal, and she encouraged me to write in it. I do not know which classroom is mine, but this is that journal. I still have it. Because to this day, writing is how I think through problems. It's how I connect to people best. It's how I make sense of the world. Back then, I was just a 5-year-old kid, but somehow Mrs. Fujimoto saw that in me and made it possible for that to bloom. I even made a living as a writer for a few years. I remember Mrs. Hobbs helped me to do a butterfly project. It was a diorama, and she helped me paint the inside purple, which was my very favorite color. And then she got silver spray paint for the outside, which I just thought was the most amazing and beautiful thing. And there was a little pipe cleaner. When you pulled on the pipe cleaner, the butterfly moved, and I was so proud to share that. And I remember my best friend, Julie. She and I were inseparable. And whenever we had choice time, she and I would speed walk, we would not run, speed walk over to the kitchen center because that was our favorite. And so I realized when I went in that building that a school is not a building. Now, absolutely, our students should have clean, safe, high quality, beautiful buildings. But a building is just a box. It's just a facility until you build a community inside of it. What makes it a school is the adult who sees something in you that you don't know is there. A school is where adults remember that when you're 5, your favorite color is a really big deal. And a school is where your friends are speed walking up and down the hills and the valleys right there next to you. So since I was a kindergartner, I have spent years as a student and as a teacher in schools at Zama, Atsugi, Iwakuni, Camp Foster, Kadena, and all of those buildings, those different boxes, they all feel like my hometown because of the community that's inside them. I have had the distinct pleasure of working alongside lots of the staff who are now in this building, and many of them are just tremendous, smart, passionate, creative people. They do a phenomenal work. And I've had the honor of serving many of the students who are now in this building. They are amazing, they are resilient, they are eager, they are funny, and I miss them. But those people, that's how I know that this is and will continue to be a great school. Because buildings come and go, but the love of a teacher or the laughter of your best friend, that's going to stay with you forever. And so I wish all of you the best as you build your new school together. Good luck.
Good morning. It is an honor to be in the attendance of the ribbon cutting ceremony of the New Hope. Thank you, Ms. Vallone, for the invitation. Again, my name is Dr. Jillian Archie, and I'm a former student of Bob Hope Primary School, where we had Panda Pride. I currently work as a school counselor at Kadena Elementary School, where kids come first. And I'm also the mother of a Kadena High Panther and a Ryukyu Middle School Habu. So I am deeply rooted in this Kadena community. In her email today inviting me to speak, Ms. Vallone asked me to share some memories of my Bob Hope primary days. When I began to reminisce about my Bob Hope experience, I felt excited and joyous. But the only two memories that came to my mind were riding the school bus and playing with a giant parachute in PE. I couldn't recall anything else, and I thought, how am I going to complete this task if I can't remember any other experiences other than riding the bus and playing in PE? So I didn't want to let Ms. Vallone down, so I did some research. I called my parents. My father said, wow, that was almost 30 years ago. I just remembered that you love school and you love to go every day. The conversation with my mother was very similar. She said, you went to Bob Hope your first 2 years of school. You loved riding the school bus, you enjoyed your teachers and friends. That's pretty much all I can remember. I even researched by looking for old yearbooks, made in hope that it would jog some memories. I could only find yearbooks from 1982 and 1983, and I needed a yearbook from 86 or 87. I became stressed out about what I was going to speak to you all about today, but then I remembered one of my favorite quotes from the late Maya Angelou. She said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will not forget how you made them feel. Going to Bob Hope Primary School made me feel enthusiastic about school and learning. To this day, when I see the old Hope Panda mascot, I get a heartwarming feeling. Bob Primary School was the start of my educational journey and was an overall positive experience that taught me to continuously strive to learn more and to better myself. I'm a firm believer in the proverb, start children off in the way that they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. If students start with a positive educational experience, just as I did at the old Hope, they will love learning and will continue to strive for more knowledge. As a current DoDEA educator, one of my goals is to help provide students with a solid and positive educational foundation in which they will never lose their luster for learning. My fellow DoDEA educators, students at the New Hope, and parents, remember, your peers may forget what you said and what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
Hi, I'm Dave Parker, and I went to Kadena Elementary School. Being a part of DoDEA was always really important to my identity. It's just who I am. My mom was a DoDEA teacher, and Kadena Elementary School was her first duty station. So she packed us up from Houston, Texas, and moved us over here, and we had no clue what was in store for our journey. We started at Kadena. We moved to Germany, Pirmasens. That base closed. We moved to Ramstein. I graduated from Lakenheath, and I loved every base I was at. But I always loved Okinawa. It's a special place. It's a special little island. It's a time capsule by itself. I lived right over there, and we walked to school. Everybody walked to school back then. And so me being me, I wanted to do something different. And so I left one day with my dog, and I hid my dog in a group of friends. And the old Kadena Elementary School, the building opened up to the outside. You waited outside your classroom for the teacher to open the door and you went in. It was very welcoming that way. And so my friends hid my dog, and Miss McAleer came out. She opened the door, and she's busy, and she's doing stuff. And we snuck my dog into class. And I made it about 30 minutes before they realized I had a dog with me in class. And I got in so much trouble. And my mom was the school nurse, and she got called, and I had to take the dog back home. But it's a memory, and it's something special, and it's goofy. And that's what I remember. I don't remember learning my ABCs. I don't remember math. But I remember sneaking my dog into school. So thank you very much.
Hello, I am Joe Renquist, and I'm a senior from Kadena High School. I'm honored to be speaking to you all today. I've attended Amelia Earhart Intermediate School and Kadena Elementary School for my primary education. What's crazy is that we are standing in the same place where I used to go to school as a Kadena Elementary student about a decade ago. And I just want to say time flies. But yeah, we're of course in a completely different building. I remember that big old tree over there. It's still the same tree. And I also remember how the school was all outdoors and none of the classrooms are connected like this one. I look at this building now and I am amazed to see at how the new innovations and technologies have been incorporated into this school. And I think the study hubs and the outdoor areas inside the buildings are very cool. If I was still a little boy, I would have such a blast attending the school. One thing I like to mention is that all schools on Kadena Air Base have been kind and they welcome you with open arms. Bob Hope Elementary School certainly gives me that same feeling. I hope all the students, teachers, and staff have a wonderful first year in the school. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Morgan Anderson, and I'm a senior at Kadena High School. I've been a student here in Okinawa from the 3rd grade till now, attending AEIS, KMS, and now KDHS. Even though it's been 7 years since I've attended Amelia Earhart, I still remember having a lot of fun there. I mean, who wouldn't? You can play with your friends during recess, the various field trips, all the holiday parties, and even being chosen to help the birthday kid pass out the cupcakes. AEAS had many activities that I enjoyed participating in, like the Firebird Taiko Drummers and the Handbells Club, where we were able to perform for the community. I remember in the 5th grade, there was an opportunity to travel to Huron Island that included all the elementary schools here, and it was definitely one of my most memorable cultural experiences. I'd like to thank all my AEIS teachers for helping me with my education at an early age and providing me with a strong academic foundation that I was able to carry out throughout middle and high school. Oh, and I'd also like to thank them for not making me change my behavior card many times from green to yellow and then the ultimate no red. Because man, when I would walk up to change those cards, I'd actually tear up while all the other students were saying, ooh. Thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait for these students attending this new school to have an amazing time here.
Good morning. My name is Wyatt Boerighter, and I'm a senior at Kadena High School. I attended Sterling Heights Elementary School from 2nd through 5th grade. Time flies, even if it doesn't seem like it at that age. It really seems like just yesterday I was there learning and playing with my friends during recess. I have many memories from that period, but 2 really stand out. The first memories of the staff, from the principal and teachers to the lunch servers, maintenance men, and cleaners, all were very nice, helpful, and seemed to really care for the well-being of students and their education. They all impacted my growth as a person in some small way. The second memories of the various events put on by the staff and students, from eating corn dogs and popcorn at the Halloween party, to exchanging gifts at the Christmas party, to dunking Mr. Olds, the principal, in water tanks on family night. Principal Vallone, thank you so much for inviting us here today and for the tour of the new school. It really is an impressive building, from the layout of the classrooms to the cafeteria and gym. It appears no expense was spared to ensure that teachers and students have a state-of-the-art facility to provide and receive instruction. In closing, I would like to say, even though Sterling Heights was a 30-something-year-old building when I went there, and this building is brand new, they both have one thing in common, and that is the dedicated teachers who have come and gone, who show kindness and patience, and who make learning fun. So a big thanks to teachers past, present, and future, and I hope current and future students enjoy this beautiful school for many generations to come. Thank you.
How many people can honestly say that they've been a part of making history? Well, every student in this school can say that now. My name is Adrianna Payne. I'm a 5th grader at Bob Hope Elementary School, and I have now been a part of making history. I was first at Kadena Elementary School, and I was nervous to come here, but the moment I walked in, I knew this is where I belonged. The teachers and all the staff were so welcoming and excited to start the year. I know that in the past 2 months, I've made lifelong friends that I'll have forever. There were things I had to adjust to, but in the end, I knew I was growing from it. It's cool to say that I've lived in Japan, but being the first graders to graduate from a new school, that will live with me forever. I mean, total bragging rights, am I right? It's cool to pick out the mascot and colors, knowing that thousands of kids will be wearing Shisa dogs and tropical blue and coral colors for years to come. I'm sure that everyone is as excited as me for the future of Bob Hope. My short-term hope for this school is that COVID restrictions will lighten up so that future kids will have many experiences with the school. My long-term hope for this school is that future kids will make new friends, play, have fun, and learn more and more every day for decades to come. I'm so grateful to come here and speak with you today. It really is an honor.
Now we will enjoy a presentation by the Bob Hope Elementary School contingent of the Amelia Earhart Firebird Taiko Drummers, led by Ms. Christina Scarborough, Amelia Earhart Intermediate School teacher.
Thank you to the drummers and Ms. Scarborough. Now we will welcome Mr. Thomas Brady, Director of DoDEA. Mr. Brady has traveled to Okinawa from the United States to participate in the ceremony. Welcome, Mr. Brady.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, and most importantly, the teachers and students at Bob Hope Elementary. I think before I begin, and many of the words that I was going to say have already been said, but I do want to give one more round of applause for the wonderful drummers who did such a great job. Wonderful. So there's three themes that come to mind on this wonderful day for this community. The first is commitment. When we think back, and we heard so much of the history, and we certainly appreciate your inspirational words, we think about the 4th of August when the 5 teachers who got off the troop ship in Tokyo in 1946 to begin the education of the children of the men and women who were assigned to Japan and around the world. So that was the beginning of DoDEA. So we celebrate our 75th anniversary, but the spirit of that has continued. And we see it every day, and we've heard it from all of the past students, now teachers, who are doing the remarkable work of keeping focus on taking care of students and at the same time allowing our armed forces to concentrate on their most important thing, which is the mission, so they're not worried about their children's education. And that's a remarkable tribute for the last 75 years. This is an $80 million school, and it represents a fraction of the $4 billion that the Department of Defense has invested in the last 10 years in DoDEA schools around the world. And what does that tell us? It tells us, number one, it's very, very important to our senior leaders and our elected officials that our family has the best facilities that it can. And I think that's a great commitment. It also speaks to the commitment between the United States and Japan for an alliance that has endured and will continue to endure, because this Bob Hope Elementary will be here for at least 75 years. So that's a commitment, and I think it's a very important commitment. The second thing that comes to mind is an opportunity. It's a beautiful school, $80 million, a school, it's a building. It's not a school until the teachers and the students begin to work together in a 21st century teaching and learning. When you tour this facility, it will be unlike any school that many of us went to. Many years ago in grammar school that I attended, but now look at this. It's absolutely fantastic. I was at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where there was a primary school that just opened, very much like this. And a colonel came up to me and he said, "Are you in charge?" I said, "Well, actually, the principal's in charge, but I'm Tom Brady and I'm the director of DoDEA. What's going on? What are you doing in there?" And I said, "Colonel, I don't know what you mean. What do you want to mean?" "My son is a first grader, and he came home last night and he said, 'We need a family meeting, Dad.'" So we had a family meeting. He wanted to make sure that our family began to collaboratively problem solve. He said, "I've never heard about collaborative problem solving until I got to college, and I really wasn't too good at it. So I don't know what you're doing in there, but keep it up." I'm not doing anything. It is the marvelous staff, teachers, and administrators who bring that collaboration and sense of preparing our students for what they'll need to be successful. And so that's an opportunity that the Kadena community will have and now have in a beautiful facility. And then finally is the last theme is thanks. You don't know where to start. Do you start with the architects? Do you start with the people who actually broke ground? Do you start with the construction company? Do you start with the Army Corps who oversaw it? So much thanks to give for such a beautiful building. But the next step is thanking the teachers and the administrators for making it what it will be for our children. And so I am honored to be here, and what a great ceremony so far. So thank you very much for the privilege of being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. We would like to invite Colonel Ron Schochenmaier, Vice Commander of the 18th Wing at Kadena, to the podium to share a few words with us. Colonel Schochenmaier, the 18th Wing, and the Air Force support Bob Hope Elementary School as one of the DoDEA schools on base. They partner with us, providing safety, security, and often volunteers. Welcome, Colonel Schochenmaier.
Thank you. All right, good morning, everybody. Mr. Brady, Ms. Lois, Mr. Journey, Dr. Ferguson, thank you for having us here today. On behalf of the 18th Wing Commander, Brigadier General Dave Egeland, we just want to be able to congratulate you and your team with a very significant event this morning. Obviously, there's been a long road to make this project complete, and it's definitely something to be proud of. To the faculty and staff, thank you for what you do. You don't have to wear one of these to serve. So what you do with taking care of our youth, shaping them, educating them, being great partners with all of Team Kadena, all the families and all of Team Kadena, we want to say thank you as well. The depth of our gratitude is boundless. So thank you for shaping the future leaders of tomorrow. As we witnessed this morning, I couldn't help but think, the legacy that was well read and spoken this morning. And I will say that this new Bob Hope facility is going to maintain that Kadena legacy. So can you imagine what the stories will be like 20 years from now? So it's something to look forward to, excuse me. And then in closing, it's just on behalf, so General Egeland and Mrs. Egeland and Chief Woods and Mrs. Woods, we all are very grateful for this opportunity to be here. That, we love being here. The 18th Wing is very proud of what you do, and we can't wait to see what the future graduates of the Bob Hope School, what they're going to achieve next. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Colonel Schochenmaier. Bob Hope Elementary School enjoys the support of the 10th Support Group at Torrey Station. The soldiers of the 10th Support Group are active readers in our school and pen pals with some of the classes. We would like to invite Colonel Christopher Payne, the 10th Support Group Commander, to the podium.
Having been here in the final stages of preparation and organization, I've got to say it looks really terrific this morning. And talk about inspired, motivated, and along with my commanders and colleagues, and certainly sharing this terrific honor. So thank you. And I would be remiss if I didn't suggest that these performances that we saw this morning from the band ensemble, you always add a level of gravitas, through to our color guard. You looked fantastic and really on point. To our young student leaders for the organization, for the terrific welcome. And then on top of that, our great inspirational leaders. I really felt like I too was a part of a sort of generational upbringing in this system that's so proud to have this new opening and kickoff today. So good morning, Mr. Brady, Ms. Rapp, Jim, good to see you, Dr. Ferguson, Ms. Egeland, the rest of the team, Ms. Vallone and Ms. Williams. Thank you so much for inviting me back. My name is Colonel Chris Paone, and I'm the Senior Army Leader on Okinawa and the commander of the 10th Support Group at Torrey Station. Beyond that, as mentioned, thank you, we have a proud history as the community sponsor of Bob Hope Elementary School. Your mission, as described earlier, and the way we've thought about it, to educate, engage, and empower our military connected students to succeed in a dynamic world, is really a noble endeavor, and one that you've seen as carried on between our families who've served here over the years, and one the 10th Support Group so proudly supports. Last year, our Army team engaged with students at the school's previous location, now home to the Ralph Sterling Primary School, and today we're honored to continue this partnership with students and staff at the school's new campus. Last week, several of our soldiers visited classroom to read aloud to students as part of our Soldier Storytime program. Quite proud of what we're sharing in terms of reading and connecting with our young students. Just one of the many engagement initiatives we're looking forward to participating in throughout the school year to help further teachers' efforts to empower students. So to our faculty, to our administrators, to many of the family members who are so involved with this school and its students, many of you are parents, thank you. We also could not have been more pleased that the school's attendance zoning now includes Yomitan Village. Big news, where a significant portion of our Army community lives and works. While our soldiers and their families are longtime supporters of the school, this new location brings our respective communities even closer. Today is an important milestone because it gives us the opportunity to celebrate the opening of this new school and its inaugural class. Many new firsts coming out of 18 months of some limitations, but this in-person perspective is one that should be marked with this level of recognition. As the first students to attend this new school, you all have the opportunity to build a new legacy as you embrace your founding members' role. You will have forged new learning communities that will impact Bob Hope's school culture. In closing, again, I want to thank the entire DoDEA team, the school's faculty and staff, Ms. Vallone, Ms. Williams, and most importantly, the inaugural class of the new Bob Hope Elementary School. Good luck. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Colonel Payne. Now our assistant principal, Miss Romona Williams, along with students from each grade level, will present our time capsule.
Good morning. Students from every grade level will deposit a present-day item into the capsule. These items will be sealed and tucked away until August 2041. In a few years, the capsule will be reopened and reveal historical moments from this initial class of Bob Hope Elementary School. From pre-K, we have Lucas Constantes and Alexa Danos. They are depositing pictures of Ms. Vallone and Ms. Williams.
Hello, my name is Lydia Maxey, and I drew a pic, and I am in kindergarten, and I drew a picture of Bob Hope Primary School.
Bob Hope Elementary School.
Bob Hope Elementary School.
A New Hope.
Hello, everybody. My name is Amelia Vorvang. I'm in first grade. I drew a picture of my teacher, Miss Lanigan, teaching me math. Hello, I am Alana Crosby Davis. I am in second grade, and I drew a picture of the number of students at Bob Hope.
At that time, we were at 694. We have exceeded probably 700 now. Thank you.
My name is Lowell Christina Miller. I'm in third grade. I wrote about hopes and dreams for Bob Hope students. Hello, my name is Brielle Kreutz, and I wrote about a current event related to COVID. A current event related to COVID is that they approve kid shots. This gives me hope that COVID will end and we don't have to worry. We can all go to school safely again.
We will no longer look like this. We'll once again look like this.
Hi, my name is Cadence Parker. I'm in 5th grade, and I wrote about the future teachers and students at Bob Hope Elementary School. I think teachers will be replaced with robots, and all students will be able to tap their desks, and knowledge will be put into their minds.
We would like to invite the following people to the front to cut the ribbon.
Please follow the instructions on your scissors packet and come forward when called.
We invite Mr. Tom Brady, Director of DoDEA,
Miss Lois Rapp, DoDEA Pacific Director for Student Excellence,
Mr. Jim Journey, DoDEA Pacific South Superintendent,
Dr. Jacqueline Ferguson, DoDEA Pacific South Community Superintendent,
Colonel Ron Schochenmaier, Commander 18th Wing,
Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Gladding, Army Garrison Commander at Torii Station,
Sego Yamamoto, Head of Nishimatsu Construction Company,
Mr. Rob Miller, United States Army Corps of Engineers Representative,
Miss Lorri Vallone, Principal Bob Hope Elementary School,
Miss Ramona Williams, Assistant Principal Bob Hope Elementary School,
Louis Carisio, 5th grade student,
and Eliza Perez, 5th grade student.
1, 2, 3, cut.
So this ceremony was a little bit limited to attendance because of COVID, but we were able to still have a few participants, and we're so thankful for everyone that was here today. I want to recognize the Nishimatsu Corporation for the construction of this beautiful building, working with our partners at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We could not be here without the effort of those two entities who worked together and collaborated to make our beautiful 21st century school. As you all know, Thursday is Veterans Day and a time to honor those who served. We have many faculty members who are former service members, and we thank them for all their service. I must especially thank our service members and veterans whose families and children are the reason we serve this community. I would like to thank everyone who participated in today's program. And when I finish, we're going to play this new school song for you, and then we'll be dismissed. I would like to thank everyone who participated in today's program. Mr. Brady, Colonel Schochenmaier, and Colonel Paone, and all of our guest speakers who made time out of their day to come and spend time with us. I cannot thank our community organizations that supported us enough. And those include the USO, who provided food for today, the Arts and Crafts Center, who helped us with our decorations, the Officer Spouses Club, who provided financial support, the Kadena High School JROTC team, and the 3rd MEF Band, the Army 10th Support Group and Garrison at Torii Station, and all of the airmen, Marines, and soldiers who volunteer their time in our school. And finally, I want to say thank you to my ribbon cutting committee, because they worked tirelessly to make this happen. And I could not have done it without them. So I thank them all very much. Thank you all for attending the ceremony today.
We can't wait to head into our school each day. We have awesome teachers, Perez office staff. We depend upon our parents and our school team to teach us. We will give our best, a whole and not a half. We will read to find out wonders of our world. We will think and talk to problem solve with math. We will practice our jumping skills and create the coolest art while moving on our subject standards path. We appreciate our PTO for us. We are grateful for many volunteers. We improve with CSI and meet our learning goals. Our accomplishments will bring us lots of cheers. In August 21, our journey began. You will find us on Kadena Air Force Base. We reside upon an island in Japan called Okinawa. We are Bob Hope Shisa's proud of our home place.